once upon a time, this is where our Aron HaKodesh, our holy ark, stood. This is exactly the spot where our Torah scrolls were taken, and where each week the ark would be opened, and a young man or young woman, a boy or a girl becoming bar bat mitzvah, would stand right before this place to be blessed. This is exactly the spot where the bima once stood, where all this dirt is around us, where children were named and where couples were blessed before they were about to be wed. This is a place of blessing. And I share this with you because this Torah portion, Tol'Dot, has at its heart the idea that a parent wants to bless a child. The Torah portion begins with Rebecca, who is barren and who is having a hard time conceiving. And she prays to God, and God grants her prayer with a pregnancy. She conceives, and she has twins inside of her. 2 boys, fraternal twins, Esau and to Jacob. 2 boys who, while they are twins, could not be more different than one another. The text tells us that Esau was hairy. He was covered in a hairy mantle, while Jacob was smooth-skinned. And that Esau loved to hunt. He loved to go out and bring back game to his father, Isaac, to eat, while Jacob remained in his mother's tent. As the Torah portion comes towards its ending, where Isaac is old and too dim to see, he has grown blind, he calls forth Esau, his favorite, and he says, "Go out and find me something to eat. Go hunt some game for me, and make me a stew that I might be able to then give you my innermost blessing." Rebecca overhears this, and she knows that blessing, because of the oracle given to her when she is pregnant, it really has to be destined for Jacob, for her favorite son. And so while the Torah portion certainly deals with this issue of parental favoritism, which is something we in Judaism have always said, no, we have to treat our children equally. We might love them differently, but we have to treat them equally. Rebecca dresses up her son Jacob in goat's hairs so that he will feel like Esau. He comes in with a stew to his father Isaac, and Isaac gives him his most innermost blessing. And so we think of this place that has once held so many blessings and continues to. It has so many memories. It will once again, when we are finished in this space, again be a place of blessing and hold so many blessings. But right now, what we are able to do is bring those blessings as we worship each week in the chapel at Rabbi Presbyterian Church. And I want to invite you to join us this Shabbat as Rabbi Mary Zamor, who was with us last year on the high holidays as I was laid up because of an accident, will be with us as a scholar in residence. She will be talking about Judaism and food, as we're calling it, Beyond Bagels, Jewish food today. And it just so happens that this week's Torah portion also has at its beginning and its ending a concentration in food. At the beginning, Esau spurns his birthright by selling it to his younger brother Jacob for nothing more than a pot of lentil stew. And towards the end, as I mentioned earlier, it is that game, that stew, that Isaac wants to eat, that Jacob brings to him under the disguise of being like his older brother Esau, and Esau later brings to the father Jacob. We're not going to be doing stews this weekend, or lentil stew for that matter, but on Friday night, Rabbi Zamor will be talking about creating a Jewish food ethic, that what it means to be kosher in the 21st century as a Reformed Jew is very, very different than what your Bubby or Zadie might have thought kosher was. On Shabbat morning, she's going to be looking at the Torah portion of creation, as she calls it, as an all-you-can-eat buffet. The Torah portion, looking at it at one level, seems to promote a notion of veganism, but she's going to go deeper in that. And then after that, at a brunch and learn, so yes, we will get to eat as we're talking about Jewish food. She'll be talking about something called What Judaism Has to Say About Your Breakfast. What Judaism teaches about food and production as we consider the ritual, ethical, and spiritual choices for food and its production. How we make choice about how we eat says a lot about who we are as spiritual beings. So as we are in this space, as we continue to dream of what it can be, as you'll look around in a moment as the camera will be spun around for you to see where things are and how we are in this empty space, we want to remind us that this was a place of blessing. And once again, as we bring more light into this space of spirit and truly light from the outside, it will become once again a place of blessing. wishing you an early Shabbat Shalom, and I hope to see you this weekend as we learn with Rabbi Zamor.